So, briefly tell us about yourself.
My name is Dr Kakwe. I'm a Ugandan, born in formerly called Bushenyi district, but now Mitoma district. I am married with 4 children. I studied pharmacy and graduated with a master's degree in pharmacy. I am also an expert in pharmaceutical quality and management with a master's degree in pharmaceutical analysis obtained from the University of Strathclyde in Scotland, Glasgow. I worked with the National Drug Authority as the head National Drug Quality Control Laboratory, which is a quality assurance and quality control department of National Drug Authority, which is mandated to ensure the quality of medicines, both entering into Uganda and also locally produced in Uganda. So in 2002, I was instructed by my bosses Dr. William Ganwa, who was the chairman of National Drug Authority Board, and Dr. John Rure, who was the executive secretary. So I was being forced to give a certificate of clearance for drugs which were largely a big consignment of medicine, of drugs which were coming from China, produced in a factory called Ningbo Pharmaceutical Factory. And this factory had been condemned internationally because it was not complying with an international standard called good manufacturing practice. So when I rejected these drugs, and these drugs, because of being fake, then I was subsequently forced out of office by the same officials. Now, the danger of basically the majority of the bulk of these products were anti-malarial drugs and antibiotics. Now, these injectables are basically introduced into the body through the blood vessel, and they are known as intravenous drugs. So, and these injections, which are supposed to be sterile products, instead, because they were made under conditions which were not making them sterile, they were containing foreign bodies, which we call particulate matter. And the danger with these injectables, which are introduced through the bloodstream, if they have foreign bodies which they are not supposed to have because they are sterile products, then it means they can clog the blood vessels and form clots in the bloodstream, and these blood clots can end up killing the patients who are supposed to be using this medicine for the purposes of curing the disease. So that is one danger. Then another danger is that these fake medicines, since largely the bulk of these medicines were anti-malarials, they can cause resistance. They can cause resistance to malaria, which is now the case in Uganda. And around 2009 and between 2009 and 2010, WHO conducted a survey where
What is WHO?
World Health Organization conducted a survey for anti-malarials in Uganda, and carried samples, took them for analysis in the laboratory, and the results of that study were actually shocking, because it was found out by that study of World Health Organization that 26% of all the anti-malarials on the market in Uganda were actually substandard and fake products. So in view of that, the resistance now to malaria in Uganda is very high. It's very high, and that is now most of those anti-malarials ended up being abolished because of quality problems and being fake and substandard. So there are many other dangers, but to mention but a few, I can mention resistance and those answers, and they can also cause cancers.
So briefly, to take you back, we are more interested in how your troubles began. After turning down the offers they were giving you to approve a fake consignment, what happens? Where does because we have looked at some of the documents, where does the DPP come in, and how did he actually help you?
My troubles when I declined to issue a certificate of clearance for those fake medicines. Then I was subsequently dismissed from my job.
By who?
By then the chairman of National Drug Authority Board, Dr. William Ganwa, and Dr. John Lule.
Are they qualified? You talk about their Are they qualified people?
Yes, now Dr. Nganwa is actually a very highly qualified person. He's a senior consultant, dental surgeon, and Dr. Lule is a senior consultant, gynecologist.
So their qualification is not relevant in the pharmaceutical world?
No, their qualifications are relevant because these are doctors, and it is actually doctors who prescribe these medicines to the medicines that are supposed to treat the diseases.
But how could the same persons, a dental surgeon, go to supervise the GMP in a factory in China?
No, the dental surgeon and the gynecologist were actually not qualified. Good manufacturing practice inspectors.
But on what we looked at, they were the people who went to inspect the GMP in the Ningbo factory, which I think
actually the people who went to inspect for good manufacturing practice in China for the Ningbo pharmaceutical industry, and I strongly believe that the motive behind that could have been corruption, because these are highly qualified people. These are senior doctors who know the impact of using a fake medicine. Because if a medicine is fake, it means it is a poison, And the poison, it means when it is poisonous, it means it can kill people, other than treating the diseases that are supposed to be treated. So now since these were the same doctors who had gone to inspect the factory in China, including this fake factory which had been internationally condemned because it was not meeting the international standard of good manufacturing practice. So when I declined to issue a certificate of clearance, which they wanted me to compromise me to do, and for me I could not allow my integrity to be in disrepute, and in view of the fact that I knew that these fake drugs were going to kill our people, so for me my conscience and professionalism and integrity could not allow it. So when I declined to issue the certificate of clearance, then I was subsequently dismissed from my job, chased away from my job. Now after that, then the DPP office, the DPP took on the case, and the two officials were prosecuted and charged with abuse of office and neglect of duty, and also allowing the importation of these fake products into Uganda. So the DPP charged the concerned officials with abuse of office, neglect of duty, and importation of fake medicines into Uganda. Then later on, because this case was so technical, the DPP convinced me that I should go and testify in the case. So I testified in the case as a principal state witness since 2002 up to 2005. Now, in a dramatic twist of events, when prosecution had actually closed its submission, then in a dramatic twist of events, when the offenders were supposed to make their submission as their defense, then in a dramatic twist of events, only to be told that actually the DPP lost interest in the case, and yet the evidence is these fake drugs were already in the country. So now it is not clear how the state could lose interest in the case, and yet the fake products were already in the country. In fact, up to now I'm worried that these fake products should have ended up in the market and consumed and subsequently killed our people. And unfortunately, the bulk of this consignment was actually destined for defense. So I'm sure some of the population who could have foreign culprits as the defense forces. So up to now, I've never understood how the DPP could withdraw the case when actually the prosecution had completed its submission.
Who was the DPP then, and who was handling your case?
By then, the DPP was called Richard Butera, and the one who was handling the case, in which I was a state witness, a principal state witness, was Byabaka Mamujini. So Byabaka Mamujini was the one handling, prosecuting the case.
And now he is what? And now he's what? Now he's what?
And now Richard Butera now is the justice of the Court of Appeal, which also serves as a constitutional court. And Byabaka Mamujini is now is a judge the judge of the High Court, the judge justice of the High Court. So these are very prominent figures in the judiciary. But exactly what motivated the case to be withdrawn, such a case of that magnitude, I do not understand, because I'd even been told that this was going to be a good case in the history of the judiciary. But I think that is the Uganda of today which I fail to understand.
Now, have you attempted to sue the government for wrongful dismissal? Because I'm sure this must have affected your livelihood and the family.
In fact, now this matter, as I was on the other side when I was testifying as a key state witness, then the matter had also been taken up by the IGG's office, the Inspector General of Government. By that time, the Inspector General of Government was Josam Tumwesije. And now, Josam Tumwesije happens to be the justice in the Supreme Court. So Josam Tumwesije, by then the IGG had issued an order, a constitutional order, and a section under the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, Section 230, Sub-Article 2. But that order was disregarded, because by that time the people again who are in office is the same Nganwa, Dr. Nganwa, William, and Dr. Rule. So the duo again dismissed the IGG's constitutional order, and then the IGG also went ahead and actually produced another report, an 83-page report, which was actually directing that I should be reinstated. But again, National Drug Authority, because of its corruption tendencies, also neglected that those directives.
Order from above.
Maybe I do not understand whether they could have been influenced by the orders from above, because these were very influential people, and those influential people would tell me that for them they will do anything with me, and I will become jobless. But for me, since my conscience had it that I cannot kill our people, my conscience had it. I could not continue with such a job, leave alone that I had been wrongfully dismissed. So as we talk now, though I was dismissed, and in addition to the IGG's report, actually later on Parliament also took it on and investigated the matter, and also Parliament strongly recommended that I should be reinstated. By that time so it is in the Hansard, it is actually in the Hansard of Parliament, and by that time the Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga who was the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, is the one who had chaired that session. So this matter, even when Parliament also made recommendation that I should be reinstated, and even wrote to the National Drug Authority to that effect, National Drug Authority again neglected, as usual with their corruption tendencies. They neglected that it's still the recommendations of Parliament. And so you can see now, if even Parliament, which makes these laws, had also made the recommendations and in support of the IGG's orders and the directives. So this institution this institution is, I think maybe because of the orders from above and things like that, I do not understand. And that's why corruption, when the corruption enters an institution of that magnitude, the institution which is supposed to protect the safeguard the safety of Ugandans, make sure that Ugandans are getting drugs which are good quality, which are safe, which are effective, and it is the institution now, instead of safeguarding or making sure that they kind of conducting their mandate and making sure that the drugs are of good quality, instead the institution is gets involved in corruption cases. So I don't even see where the safety of Ugandans are. Who is there now to protect the safety? I mean the lives of Ugandans, if the institution cannot.
So how
do that.
long have you been unemployed?
No,
Since you lost your job.
2003 when I lost the job. I'm not.
2003.
2003. And those orders, reports of the IGG, who is now the Justice of the Supreme Court, the orders and the directives of Parliament. For me, I've been waiting that maybe at one time those directives and orders, both from the IGG and as an institution and from Parliament. Up to now, I've been hopeful that maybe at one time they would be implemented.
You are quick to dodge my question. Are you intending to sue the government for wrongful dismissal? Do you have it in plan?
You know, I had thought that sanity would prevail in that institution of National Drug Authority, because even the office of the Attorney General through the Solicitor General had also recommended that nobody can disobey those recommendations and orders of the IGG and Parliament. So even the Attorney General had recommended that I should be reinstated. So the reason why I had not taken the government to court, I had thought that actually those orders, there would be standard and those orders would be implemented.
No, but 12 years is a long time for you to wait, and I'm wondering whether you still have time to wait.
No, now
are you still hopeful?
I'm still hopeful, because by the end of the day, this is our country, and nobody is going to put this country into the right direction. I'm still hopeful, but I think I may be forced, because it has taken a long time. I may be forced to take government to court for a legal address.
Okay, Dr. Kakwe, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Have a nice day.
Thank you too.